Formula 1 arrives at Belgium for the 9th round of the 2021 Championship. Once again, no upgrades being brought to the Belgian Grand Prix, with most teams scheduled their second and possibly final upgrade of the season to come at Silverstone, especially for Alpine. It is clear that they have lost ground and compared to the teams around them, like McLaren and Aston Martin in terms of performance, and that their engine, which they put the old one in the previous race at Zandvoort, has not worked for them at all, and look less likely to be gaining any points throughout the race until they improve compared to their rivals. Meanwhile, Mercedes were also looking to make the ground up. They were looking to try and catch Max Verstappen, and with Russell and Hamilton now scoring both podiums, it means that they do have the advantage in the Constructors' Championship, especially the fact because Hulkenberg has had poor form. Russell says he wants to get back to winning races again after Hamilton has now won 2 races for the team this season. And Verstappen, meanwhile, was also looking forward to racing in front of much favoured home support which had travelled from the Netherlands. But in qualifying then, Lewis Hamilton once again claimed another pole position. He is joined alongside by George Russell in the Mercedes, his usual 2/10 gap there. All Red Bull Row 2 for the first time this season, with Verstappen comfortably ahead of Nico Hulkenberg. Sebastian Vettel, his 5th place for him. Daniel Ricciardo starts down in 6th place for McLaren. Lance Stroll starts 7th, Lando Norris starts 8th, both of them looking forward to move up on their respective teammates. And the last 2 in the top 10 are Esteban Ocon and Charles Leclerc. Leclerc slightly disappointed and worried that his Ferrari engine might not be enough to get him points. Fernando Alonso had a terrible qualify, tried to get out of Q2 on the medium tyre and failed to set a lap time on the soft tyre. He starts 11th with Sainz in 12th. All Williams 13th and 14th. Hampson once again ahead of Pierre Gasly, whose struggles in qualifying continue for Williams. All AlphaTauri 15th and 16th. Danny Kvyat starting ahead of his teammate this time and into Q2. Albon falling out of Q1. Mick Schumacher starts 17th ahead of Yuki Tsunoda on row 9, who's 18th position. Ford struggling as well. Perez ahead of Ilott as well on the last row of the grid. And that is the grid today for today's Belgian Grand Prix. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 Project Phoenix series, a 2021 career mode. Today we're doing episode number 9 for the Belgian Grand Prix. The second half of the season is now upon us here at Belgium, a track that has done well for me, but obviously we do have a Cosworth engine in our Williams as well. So we'll have to see what we can do down the Camel Straight, whether we can survive those powerful Mercedes that are around us. First of all, if you have missed any of the previous episodes, then make sure you go and check them out. There's a link to description in the description below, and also don't forget to subscribe as well. We're close to 350 subscribers, so it'd be good if we can get that soon. And thank you for your continued support if you have subscribed. But anyway, let's move down to the grid and take a look at the race strategy, which once again, not for the first time on this game, we're going to try once again to change up and see what we can do. Although it didn't work for us at Zandvoort in the previous round, so we'll see if it works here. If it doesn't, then we might just abandon it and just do softs at the start. When at these sort of tracks where we need 2 sets of mediums, 1 set of softs, obviously we will look to completely miss the softs at some of the harsher tracks. Mainly Silverstone as well. Silverstone I think is the next round. It is the next round actually. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, Viper lights are on for the Belgian Grand Prix, and away we go. This is a good start compared to Sainz and Alonso, two Spaniards not getting well under the way. We've also made improvements on the Leclerc. We tried to go down the inside of Ocon, which we've cleanly got. The French driver, and up into P7 is Norris now, who got squeezed out at the turn 1, is now coming back at us down the Kemmel Straight. Tried to go around the outside, but we squeeze him off and retain P7 as we look up ahead now. We've got the two Mercedes leading from Vettel in third. Hulkenberg is the one doing the medium tyre with the Mercedes this race, not Verstappen. Verstappen on the soft tyre. So we'll see how that plans out, whether Verstappen will be able to jump. As Norris is coming down the outside of Eau Rouge, there's contact. We didn't really need to cut the corner there, but we did. Radion, but why are you trying to? He should not be going for the move there. As Norris has now got front wing damage and he's slowing them up, and they're going 3 wide, and this can only end in tears, and it's ended in the tears of Charles Leclerc, and he is now out in the Ferrari.
Safety car, no overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
So, safety car's been pulled out. We're going to come into the pits. We're going to keep our original strategy because we were only supposed to be coming in 2 laps time. Not a lot has happened in the opening laps really. After that, Norris fell away. Obviously Norris pitted and the others fell away as Schumacher there. Big impact down the Kemmel Straight. Lucky for Verstappen, I think that was, not to be out of the race really, as he retired right in front of us. We're going to keep the medium tyres on at the end of lap 6. Hopefully a couple of laps under the safety car won't allow too much, and then we'll be able to keep to our original strategy as well, and not have to go on the hard tyres, which don't really, they're durable, the hard tyres, but they don't have that much pace basically, so you're going to be slow on them. As we're into the pits, 2.5 second stop, a lot better than the Alpine crew managed in our career mode, the driver career mode. As we come out of the pits, it is P6 behind Sebastian Vettel, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, who is lost out in the McLaren car. And also Vettel in the Aston Martin has also lost out, because remember, he was ahead of the Red Bulls and now he's behind them, so he's lost out as well. Verstappen is behind his teammate as we get back underway on lap number 8. This is when we're supposed to be making our pit stop, so hopefully we haven't lost too much tyre wear in making the early pit stop. We can already see, jumping to lap 10, Vettel and co have got a run away from us basically, and Ricciardo is trying to overtake because he tries to go around the outside, nothing doing there for the Australian there. And Ricciardo really couldn't get past us now. As we jump to lap 16, we've got Lewis Hamilton, who has come into the pits. We have the lead on lap 16, although we are yet to make our second and final stop onto those soft tyres compared to Hamilton on his hard tyres. He's trying to go around the outside at the end of the Kemmel Straight. Russell as well is not too far. Russell's on a different strategy. He's on the mediums and goes around the outside of Hamilton. And effectively now, Russell, who hasn't won since for a couple of races now, effectively has the race lead. But can we hold on? Them and Verstappen is the one ahead of Hulkenberg, are so close there. They could be fighting for position for the lead there. That's going to be close. We'll see how that pans out at the end of the race as we're coming into the pits now for our final stop onto a set of soft tyres. 2.4 second stop, which better than what they managed earlier. We're going to come round the corner and come out in 7th place behind Lance Stroll, but we haven't seen Stroll at all in this race so far. But can we get past the Canadian driver in the Aston Martin? We've got DOS, but we're just not fast enough. The Cosworth engine is just so slow in a straight line that we just really can't get past the Canadian driver compared to his Mercedes. And jumping to lap 21, it gets worse because Stroll has now disappeared out the road, and Sainz now in the Ferrari is looking for more points. Danny Kvyat, by the way, is retired in his AlphaTauri off screen with a mechanical retirement. I didn't really notice it at the time, but he was just a bog standard mechanical failure, nothing really to showcase here. As Sainz is getting closer, is he going to try and do what Norris did? He's tried to go on down the inside at Eau Rouge, and I think he's hit us and is out of the race. So we're on board with him. He's clearly his medium tyres. He's switched from the right to the left, and he's hit our rear tyre, and he's out at the race. I don't think that's my fault. I think that's just him not being a little bit too aggressive, pushing for the position. But you're without DRS. As note, the FIA did not give us at all anything, by the way, at all on the race director there. So we finished P8, no points again for Alonso. Hamilton did in fact get in front of Russell, no doubt using the DRS. I wondered if Russell's tyres went off at the end as well, which is why he was a little bit slower than his teammate, but still closer again. Hulkenberg as well, better from him. I'm sure they might look to keep him at the position. Ricciardo getting McLaren's points today instead of Norris after his 3-stop, although Norris did well to come down in P10. Esteban Ocon sort of went nowhere after we went down his inside at turn 1 and finished 11th. Gasly quite a long way behind, as usual. He needs to work to improve at that, and obviously Albon, Ilott, Tsunoda, Perez, the only drivers that were left out there. Schumacher, I think that's now his 4th DNF this season or whatnot, so he won't be happy in that Alfa Romeo. Verstappen, though, his lead is coming down, but is it coming down to far enough? It's a 24-point lead, which is 2 race wins in this series. George Russell drops to 3rd after only claiming 2nd place. He'll look to bounce back at Britain, their home race. Vettel retains P4. I'm pretty sure he's in no man's land. We gained a point, so retain P5. Hulkenberg and Ricciardo are the big jumpers as well. And Mercedes have also increased their lead at the top of the constructors to 16 points ahead of Red Bull. Aston Martin now cushion. We've dropped to 5th place on non-point scoring results to McLaren. Alpine's Ferrari didn't score either, so every little helps with those 1 points to try and get it over Alpine or Ferrari. But all they got to do is to have one good race for those teams, and they're back ahead of us, so we're back down to 7th place. And obviously the bottom 3, all they can hope is for carnage at Azerbaijan the week after, and that's literally the only time they're possibly going to get points in this series. But yes, if you have enjoyed today's video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. See plenty more episodes of the F1 Project Phoenix, a 2021 career mode. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.